Disagrees with experiment, it's wrong. And that simple statement is the key to science. It doesn't make a difference how beautiful your guess is. It doesn't make a difference how smart you are who made the guess or what his name is. If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong.
Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, you know, I've been on a what? Mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and the pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic. Hit him with a chronicle of Riddick. Boom, bottle full of Ritalin. I hit him with a little bit of riddle me this, riddle me that. My bad, fell asleep at the gas. No time to wait though. Elon Musk, I'm trying to bankroll. New Tesla just cause I say so. Electric whip like Ivan Vanko. I just did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, you know, I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it.
I've been on a mission like totally spice. I'm bad, she bad, but she totally nice. Still so blue and I thought so like white. They completely met y'all at the soul for my leg. He do it for sure, but he left.
What is up, party people? So, as the title states, you know, we have definitely we're definitely in a situation where things are 100% different than 24 hours ago yesterday. If you've been living under a rock, you don't know the situation where we have basically witnessed an attempted presidential-elect assassination. In this situation, unfortunately, we do know the casualties of this. We know who it was. We know exactly what was going on. Regardless, we still have the overabundance of auto-hoaxing. We have the overabundance of emotional response to what's going on. You get, you have the left, you have the right, you have the middle, you have everybody giving their opinions of what's going on. And like I said before, a lot of them in the communities that we, the ones listening are around, you're going to hear a lot of the auto hoax aspect of this. And to me, playing the speculation game is fine. But when you start playing it as the fact, it is when it gets confusing. That's when it gets so far-fetched that most people don't want to hear it. That's when it becomes so far-fetched that the story that you are given becomes so far away from what happened that you don't know where the truth lies in between. And what you find is the narrative, and then you find the auto hoax side, who has their own made up narrative without any evidence, and you start getting the mesh of everything. You start seeing what people are about. You start seeing where people stand. You start seeing what people really think about when shit like this happens. For me, we'll get into that. I know Tex was definitely interested in having this conversation, as well it was I. And to do so, decided to go live. It is an open panel. The link is in the chat to get into the Discord server if you want to join it. I am going to go ahead and unmute myself so that way she can be part of the conversation as well. And yeah, what's up, Fred? And what is up, Ryan? How you doing, sir? Welcome. Let me get you going. Hey, what's up? Gotta see the name. Yaskovo? No, I am not religious. I am not at all. But with that said, that comes with a stance about religion versus others, right? Hang on. Let me get Tex in here. So, good afternoon, Tex. How are you doing today?
I'm well, Sean. How's it going?
Pretty good, I guess. It's one of those situations, right? I'm not sure if you heard me say in the YouTube chat, but we are definitely in a different situation of conversation for everything than we were 24 hours ago.
Yes, absolutely.
Now,
Um,
I
I
have
have been participating in the fuckery quite early this morning. So,
yes, yeah, and there is a lot of it. I wanted to start. I want to ask this question,
okay.
but I want you to know that you know what? Fuck it. Okay. I saw a comment you made, and I would like for you to elaborate the comment you made for the faith of the conversation so I know where we stand.
Okay.
Okay. So I was talking to we'll keep the name watchmaker.
We were talking. Yeah.
And
It's
what
going
ended
to
up
be so
happening,
good about it, too.
I was gonna try. What ended up happening was, and this is kind of along the lines where I was starting to talk in the beginning of this. He is somebody that I do consider an extremist. He doesn't like it, but hey, I can say it here, motherfucker. Where he looks at the situation that happened, and he looks at it from his side's point of view, not the reality of it, right? And what sparked me to ask him this question is the reason I'm going to ask you this question, because I want to get your answer and I want to find out where that comes from. What's up, Davros? I asked him this simple question: are you upset the shooter missed?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want to know why that
Why?
it. Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing. It's not so much that I want President-elect, former President Trump, to be assassinated. My opinion on why I wish the shooter would not have missed, there's two reasons really. One, because he missed, and when he missed, he inadvertently ended up killing somebody that was an innocent bystander. Um, and if you look at past presidential assassinations, or past attempts, this really is the first time that an innocent bystander was killed in the crossfire of that. Um, Being in Texas too, uh, we are born, bred, and raised to have a very good understanding and of safe firearm handling. Um, and we are taught to not take the shot if if there is any doubt or any hesitation in your mind. You're supposed to, take your finger off the trigger, take a deep breath, and then reevaluate your shot. My issue is that because this individual was a shit shot, now he has caused a domino effect of a wild string of things, right? We are going to see a lot of prolific propaganda on both sides of the media now, trying to point fingers and play the blame game. And because we are going to sit for the next 3 months, or at least the next, month and a half, pointing fingers at one another, we are going to allow for a lot of legislation to be passed in the dark. We are going to allow for a lot of uh, foreign involvement to be played out in the dark. And we're not going to get anywhere. All this individual did when he missed that shot was end up making whichever party he's affiliated with look terrible. And the reason I say it that way is because he's registered Republican, and this is according to Reuters, right?
Yep.
When I was researching this stuff, it was very, very hard to find non-political pieces that just stuck to fact. Reuters was one of the 2 or 3 articles that I was able to find that wasn't propagated. So Reuters explained that while he is technically registered Republican, um, the individual also donated to a Democratic candidate previously, about 3 years prior. So there's really no telling which affiliation he is now because we can't ask him.
Okay,
Um,
but okay, so I'm gonna cut it a little bit so we don't go too far off. Okay, so I want to ask something. to make clear, because I do know people hear this, and I know I heard it, and I want to make it clear as well. It's not that you wish Trump was shot. It's that
I'm just
you
saying,
wished. Hang on. You wish that the butterfly effect that will come of it is not an effect. Or am I wrong?
Right.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Sort of, kind of. No, well, sort of, kind of, right? To make a long-winded response very, very short, if you are going to fuck up a party's social standing, at least make it worth it.
But that's okay. So what you're basically saying is, if you're going to do something, do it right.
Yes.
Okay. Now, okay, I wanted to. Okay, so I don't agree with it, but I understand it. Because so this is how I look at it. And this is the second I heard about it, verified it. This is the first thing I thought. That just guaranteed Trump the election.
Yes.
Now, there's a lot that goes into what I just said, but we're going to stay on the surface of where we're at so we don't go too far into the weeds. To me, what we witnessed is literally the elections just being handed to him. Because I can promise you right now, the first things out of that motherfucker's mouth is going to be, you're looking at the survivor of a attempted assassination. There's no other president that has done that. There's no other president that can say they tried and failed and still stand like that. And that is the ego of Trump. And that's when you start laying into like the conspiracies of it. Right? Okay. So, and I know there's a lot we want to get into, but I wanted to lay these things out there. One, like I said, we have motherfuckers. We witnessed yesterday them just handing Trump the presidency. Two, I have questions like, where was Secret Service? Like real shit. Like I want to, because people in the chat noticed I took off the text chat for Discord. The reason I did this is because the only way for me to get to what I want to show you without seeing you guys seeing shit that no one in the world wants to see, unfortunately, I have to figure out a way. Okay, so I got to figure out a way to show this to you guys without showing it to you guys. Hang on. This isn't as easy as you think. Okay, I'll open it in a browser. Perfect, here we go. All right. Answered that question without having to worry about answering that question. Okay, so no, seriously, it was not easy because, just put it this way. From the second I found out it happened and posted a link in Medicinal Mass Media server, from that point on, I have probably 12 different people asking me if I was going live, and then in response to me going maybe, got every piece of intel you could possibly ever want about this situation. For instance, what we're looking at now is exactly where all this shit played out at. So here's the thing the first thing I noticed when I looked at this was there's not very many roofs.
No.
Right? So if anyone, I don't know how to do this. I can't really do it because you guys, there's nowhere to draw. I can't draw anything. Okay, because you guys know I love drawing. But I know you can see the line. In the middle of the grass field is where Trump was. On the roof is where the shooter was. Now, I know for sure, we know for sure, where those three buildings are in the middle of the field, that's where the Secret Service snipers were at. How do you not see that? How does a guy get 11 fucking shots off before he is unalived? That to me is the weirdest fucking part about this situation.
He got 11 off.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I counted 8, but I know that I didn't hear it all, and I've heard other people say they've counted, and the average is about 11. Regardless.
Can you see this okay, Sean?
Yes, yes, perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying they were right here?
No, next to
Where
it.
were they?
The
Next to it.
secret, yeah, the big white one.
This.
Yes. Yep, they were on that
Okay.
roof. That's where the
So,
Secret Service snipers were at.
okay. And then where was Trump holding this?
In the middle of that field. That
Right here.
so no, nope, nope. Go to your right. At the end of that line, right there. That's where the podium was.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So kind of right here.
And Trump would be facing I think he would be facing towards the corner of the picture, I guess. I don't
Probably
know.
off.
Yeah,
Probably,
yeah.
you
Something
know,
like that.
addressing.
Exactly.
And then the crowd would be what? Kind of off
And
in these
direct
areas.
and between your Trump and the snipers, there were people. Because remember, that's where the people were. That lady or the guy was killed, and the lady was hit. I'm not sure if they both died. I don't remember.
Well, and then I also heard that the shooter, according to Reuters, the shooter was outside of the Secret Service range.
Perimeter. Yes.
Perimeter. So we're gonna kind of say maybe this is roughly what their perimeter would have looked like, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But just so you know, so this is very important, so people know. Between the building, the roof, and where Trump was, is only 400 feet. No, I'm going to say 400 yards. I'm sorry. Let's be more rational about it. Wait, hang on. Can you zoom in on that picture? Because I can tell you. Okay, so the picture that was sent to me, this is showing the distance. So I want to say it's 400 yards just by looking at it. But those numbers on that line right there say exactly how far it is.
Oh,
400
so
feet.
that says,
Yep, that's 400
does
feet.
that say, that says 200 point something.
And then that's the halfway mark. And then on the
That's the
building, it
halfway.
says, and then on the building, it says 400 feet.
So you're saying that they also had people right here.
Yes. So in the corner of the building where those two bushes are,
Kind of here.
yep, that's where there, and then probably towards those two little small buildings in the middle of nowhere. That's where all the videos of witnesses that saw him on the roof, they weren't near Trump. I can't I can't show I have it, but I can't show it. I know I can't. There's video of witnesses showing it's a recording of the shooter on the roof,
On
aiming
this
and
roof here.
yep, aiming and firing. That's where the main how many shot thing came from. Those people were not near Trump. They weren't near everybody. They were off to the back by those bushes and that little area where your squiggly lines are by the two bushes. So that's
Well,
how close witnesses were.
I will just say that is mighty dumb of them not to put Secret Service in this area.
That's what I'm saying.
Or even in this area.
Mm-hmm. And then that was the big thing. It was like,
And perhaps
if he was,
even just
if he was,
right along this fence line here.
yeah, if he was, I would, if and again, I'm not Secret Service, but in my brain, I'm thinking rooftops, tree lines, right?
Yeah.
And for that matter, the rooftop the guy was on, it's literally in the middle of everything. And I'm not speculating anything. I'm just literally saying, why the fuck didn't they see the guy? That to me is super fucking weird. But now we can go to the implications. But go ahead.
So I will say one thing. It seems quite plausible. If you look here, let me zoom in as good as I can here. So we can see here, this is ridged. This is ridged. And then there may or may not be, windows here. So depending, I'm not sure what this building is, right? Obviously, it's a business of some sort because there's multiple parking lots. I want to say maybe perhaps it's a mall, which is even more alarming to me because if this is in fact a mall, how the fuck did he get on the roof of the mall with a gun?
Yeah, literally, like I know
You're
from.
telling me nobody saw this man walk into this building, get up on this roof, hanker down,
Oh, no, no,
and
no,
shoot?
no. Oh, that's the weird part. So where are the witnesses that videoed him? They watched him get on the roof. They were screaming about him being on that roof before the shots fired. There was a lot of time. There was at least 2 minutes before that guy started absolutely firing rounds from the time he was seen. Or at least a minute and hang on, let me look at a minute and 19 seconds from the time the shooter got onto the roof and fired and then was killed. That took a minute and 19 seconds. So I'm sorry, a minute 19 is a lot of time where you're talking about your job is to protect this person from being shot. I don't know. It's very telling. I can tell now because of this. I know for sure Trump will never, or Trump will, for especially as long as the election thing is going on, he will not be making any conversation, any speeches outside. It'll be inside, if not no audience.
It should have been inside to begin with.
Yeah, no,
It sh-
they do that to save money, and they do that to make it people feel more like he's there. It makes him look more there.
I just that to me, you're telling me you put a guy here and maybe a few guys over here, maybe one kind of out there if you're really being good. But nobody thought maybe we should put some guys over here, yeah?
It would have been the smart
Or
thing to do.
in here, yeah? That's why I'm saying I wish the guy hadn't have missed because everything was handed to him. Everything was handed to him. He had every opportunity to do that properly. And he fucked it up. And he fucked it up so badly that it's going to have the opposite effect of what he wanted.
Yes. Well, so that was the other thing. So the playing the what political party he was affiliated with, I personally don't even think it should matter because I do know one thing. I know he didn't vote. I know he's crazy as fuck. So if he votes Republican, he's crazy as fuck. Is it
If
a
he votes
political?
Democrat, he's crazy as fuck. You know?
Well, Jesus, yeah. But at the same time, what I'm saying is, do you even align a political party with someone who doesn't have a voting history? He doesn't. He can't. He hasn't voted. Wasn't even he wasn't old enough to vote when he turned 18. This
Yep.
would have been his first election. So do you really contribute it that much to it that way? Is
I
it really?
personally wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. How do you say this is a
I would
political move if the person doesn't really have a political stand? Like he's
I
20.
would
He
call
may.
a spade and say that he is a self-classed anarchist.
That's what I would think too. I think that would further separate the fact that it's a religious thing, or not a. I'm sorry, the fact that it's a political thing more than a crazy motherfucker with delusions in his head. I mean, he thought he was gonna, like. The crazy part is like he thought he was going to get away with it. The crazy part is that he got away with it. That to me is the biggest story. The biggest story to me is how the fuck did he get off that many rounds? That's
Yeah.
the big story. I'm sorry. Like it to me, I like I said, I don't agree with you. I'm happy that he missed. I don't want to see a political figure get assassinated.
When
I'm sorry.
when I say that he shouldn't have missed, it's not that I want Trump dead. I know a lot of people are going to make that assumption of me because I said it and because I'm a little coarse about how I articulate things. But no, I am very happy that Trump was not killed. That
I
being
think
said,
you can't do
motherfucker
that.
should not have missed.
But, oh wow,
If you're gonna be an anarchist, do it properly.
you're good. You're good now, Demon. Sorry about that. Didn't realize this was the first time you'd been in.
Oh, and he left.
Yep.
Oh, there he goes.
My bad.
There we go. Yeah, no. If he had been assassinated, this would be the worst thing for our country. It would absolutely usher in somebody far worse than Trump, and then the sycophants would have a martyr. It would become a religion. It would become bigger than anything anyone could have even thought.
But
It could become.
Is he not
that-
already martyred? Is he not already
Oh,
have a
big
cult
time.
following?
if we,
Yeah, he's been victim complexing since the moment he took office.
I can tell you now, he is. I mean, really, I mean, he is a martyr, isn't he? I don't think he's
No,
pretending.
he is not a martyr because he hasn't died yet.
He didn't die.
Okay,
No,
you have
but
to
the
die.
problem is
Okay.
that- Here's the
Prospect
thing, though,
martyr?
there are martyrs because the guy who died saving his family, all right, whether or not he died before his body slumped onto them or after, every single person who's been to a Trump rally and sat behind there can now go, that could have been me. And
I
they're
could have
gonna-
been a martyr. Okay.
Yes, he's gonna invoke that.
Okay. What you were saying? So, if he had been, who would have stepped in? Are you saying? See, because to me, if he would have been, it would have been. I don't even know. Shit, I didn't even think about that. If he would have been, what would that imply? What would have happened? Well, one, I don't know.
I think it would be highly unlikely that somebody to the level of Trump would step forward, right? Sure, yes, somebody just as vicious or just as vile, if we want to follow that rhetoric, may step up. But he would not have the same level of cult following. I think that would be a very, very,
Oh,
very
fuck no.
rare thing to see.
No, that following
We
came
have,
almost before.
That is highly unlikely that we will see that level of blind allegiance.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It'd be like North Korea. There'd be a picture of Donald Trump in every single person's house, and they would, salute him. And I could definitely see Marjorie Taylor Greene or Matt Gaetz or the like, or something like a Boebert, somebody that's, got the sycophant following that would, that they would do that. I can absolutely see that. And then running on his ideals. Trump's not even the motherfucker smart enough running the shit. There's people doing that. He's not making all the decisions. He didn't come up with Project 2025. That's the people that got their hands in all the pockets that are controlling it. The president's just a puppet head.
Yeah, and that's one of the most important things that I wanted to bring up, because I was talking to a group of people last night, and it was almost as if you're a hot mic big time, Crow. It was almost as if, and he was a absolute Trump supporter. And I want to preface this. This was before this happened. Yeah, because this was two different conversations. He was trying to say, basically giving that illusion, that Trump actually is the one pulling strings, and how other leaders can't do as well as him. And I just want people to understand, we're just watching the spokesman, the face of these people being affected by all this stuff. The decision making part, the fuckery part, that's not going to change. That doesn't go away because this kind of shit happens. It just gives more leeway to one side or another. I like I said, I don't like that it's a them versus they thing, but the realization is this gives Republican leverage. Big time. Fucking big time. And the Democrats don't get to say anything, because if they do, they sound like Tex.
I'm not a Democrat, but yeah.
They would sound like, Trump did after Pelosi's husband was attacked with a hammer and almost killed. And he goes, I hope he feels, but yeah, we don't need to take to that level.
Yeah, exactly. It's not necessary. I think people who do, and that's the other thing. So there are people that are on the other side, right? Like I just described a guy that's on the Trump side that's like all like he is all the power, he is the answer. But you do have people on the other side too, right? That are like he
He's
is the
the answer,
word.
right?
Yeah, he's this.
Yeah.
It's like those are the people that I really want to get through with too. Because like Demon Strider, we've had this conversation, and I know you don't like Trump, but at the same time, I know you're not delusioned by fucking a leader having power, like the power.
Oh yeah. No, that they don't have it. Not even Biden has that. The thing is, Trump's going to win now. Like
Oh
hands
yeah,
down, Trump is going to win the
Yeah.
presidency. And the only chance Democrats have right now is to fucking throw Biden away and get a young, strong person. And like, there's no option for Biden to win now. Really, it's
no, no, no.
literally he's not going to win
Oh, better yet,
unless
say it
he
like
gets
this.
like his leg blown off.
So it's better to say it like this. There's no way a Democrat's going to win.
No, I think a Democrat could win, but it cannot be Biden. He
It
is not
cannot
going
be
to win.
Biden.
Oh yeah, he does
Yeah.
definitely doesn't have it. No.
But I
Yeah.
think the only for us to even have a chance, it has to be somebody like Newsom or Michelle Obama. Somebody has to fucking step up, and it can't be Biden.
No. Well, it can't be Biden. Period. I mean,
No, yeah,
Bi-
I don't know. I could see him winning before this. This
Really?
gave, yeah, I could definitely still see Biden winning over Trump before this, but not after.
Yeah, lifelong DNC supporters are going. They are never going to turn coat.
Yeah, nobody wanted Biden, but we wanted Biden, more than, or we wanted Trump less than we wanted Biden. And that's the only reason Biden got elected. Nobody wanted Biden. No Democrat really wanted to vote Biden.
okay. So here's the problem I have. The reason, so people know, I do not vote. I have never voted because I've had this same stance, and it hasn't changed to me. I do not agree with voting for the lesser two evils. I do think that it is a moral thing that I pursue for this. I do get that it's not a solution for me, myself, and I to have this stance, but I do believe, and if enough people had that stance, we would see a less fuckery voting. And I think that's more on the voters' side than the actual politicians because they are who they are.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think
Why not?
because I think the people that have control over how people vote have been, gerrymandering and changing how and access to it so that it became a two-party system, and the third party there is to throw a wrench in the gear of the system. Like we don't have a true voting system. It is literally tit for tat, and it is black and white.
Yes, but I feel like there should be 50.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
But the people that want to pay and control this country with money aren't going to allow that ever.
Oh, fuck no. Yeah. And I think that's now we come to the real part of this. The part that I think should be the real discussion about this is the solution to this crap, right? Because what happened is going to happen, right? I mean, it's happened so many times in presidential history that acting like was impossible to happen is ridiculous. It's not a solution, right? The only way I see a lot of this stuff being solved, or better yet, let me lay it out like this. I'm going to see if you guys agree because I thought about this a second ago, and I really feel that this is the problem. This is actually the problem. So someone, and I'm going to use you, Demon Strider, as an example because I do know this. You're a Democrat-ish, right? Democrat-ish, right? That's a good way of saying it because you don't hold to every standard of them.
I'm a registered Democrat. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to be fair to it, where you have that idea of. I don't want to. No, I can't use you because you don't have this view. When it's them versus they, Democrat, Republican, and voters look at it that way and then make their votes regardless, right? Oh, I think that Democrat is a horrible Democrat, but he's actually better than the worst Democrat, so I'll make sure he starts running. And then same happens for the Republican. You get to electoral part, then there's only two of them, whoever has the most money, and all they're doing is placating to who? Nobody. Mm-hmm. See, here's the thing. They're not placating to anybody because the issue is one, Demon, he's already got his view, especially by the time it gets to getting to the poll. For someone like me who does not vote, to me, the politicians, these parties, they should be trying to be as honest as they can because I'm the one they should be trying to convince. I'm the one they need to be looking at going, holy shit, he doesn't vote because he doesn't trust us. He doesn't trust us for whatever reason, blah, blah, blah. Why are we don't need to aim our campaign at the people that believe we're the good ones. They should be aiming their campaign at the people who don't believe in the systems working correctly. Everyone. Yeah. Right? And I think that's the biggest issue. I think that's a real solution to what's going on.
Part of the problem with being like they versus them is I didn't vote for a Democrat in 2016 because I didn't want Hillary, but I was so I believed that there's no way Trump's actually going to get elected. I voted third party and went Gary Johnson because he wanted to allow weed, and that bit me in the ass so hard I realized why that is the case, why that's there. It was there for somebody like my dumbass to give up a vote and allow this election to happen.
Yes. Not yes, and you're the cause of it. But yes, that's why they set up a system that is designed that way. Because personally to me, if I was a party, fill-in party member or political party here, to me, I'd go, why don't we have 3 fill-in party here guys running for president along, in the main election? Like when I go to a poll, what if, that's my biggest issue. If I vote for John Doe and John Doe doesn't have a fucking chance, what's the point of me supporting John Doe? And this is what, like you were talking about, Demon Stride, the way borrowed votes, I guess it kind of is, pandering votes is, then what they're telling me is, oh, well, he won't even make it to the election. So just focus your vote on whoever else he supports, regardless if you support him or not. I think that is the biggest fucking joke there is when it comes down to it. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right, like when we all wanted Bernie, and Bernie wasn't going to make it, and then they're like, well, you're still voting Democrat, right?
Exactly. And I think that's the issue with our system. As far as I'm concerned,
trouble get in there. Not trouble. Text. Sorry.
Oh, yep.
Am I making a lot of noise? I'm sorry.
No. Did you want to say something?
I thought you wanted to make a point when I was responding.
No, I completely forgot what I even was gonna say. So. No, what was I gonna say? Shit.
Sean was right.
Move on.
But that's the one thing that I like I was saying, I think when we start talking solutions, it's odd to me when people start playing political parties, because I feel that I said earlier, there should be 50 fucking people to vote in. I'm talking at the election. Fuck these primary shits, because I think those primaries and the way that works is 100% like what you were saying, Demon Stride, where it's you basically get 50. I'm going to use Democrat. You get 50 Democrats, and of those 50 Democrats, only one will be on the actual presidential ballot. But what you do is you have 49 Democrats saying different things that pander to every demographic of Democrat you can think of. And then when it's all said and done, and they know that they're not going to fucking go anywhere, they're going to go, all 49 are going to go, vote for our Democrat. The one that doesn't agree with half the shit I said or half the shit you want, but because I'm not going to get there, just give them your vote. That to me is ridiculous. I feel like if your guy doesn't get in to become the elected president, then it should have reflect that on the fucking ballots.
Why hasn't there ever been a non-party? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your point because my point's gonna segue away from this specific topic.
Okay. Yeah. It's like, why has there never been a candidate that said, I don't agree with either side. I'm just here to do the job of the president?
Well, I'd argue that Bernie was that candidate, but that's me being biased.
Well, there's been independent presidents before.
No.
There hasn't?
I mean, I guess at the very, very, very beginning, sure, yes, before the Whig Party became a prevalent part of society.
Wait, hang on. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there has been one. George Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
My big thing, and this is what the old men at the bar love when I yell at them about this, is that individuals in the United States put way too much precedence on the presidential election and not enough precedence in other governing bodies. And the older generation, especially my grandparents, even my parents, have this really terrible tendency to vote straight ballot. And I understand that in certain states that is required, but if you are in a state that requires straight ballot voting, you should not be voting straight ballot. Period. End of story. You vote for your legislation that you want. You vote for the opinions that more deeply align with your personal moral compass. You should never vote straight ballot if you have the option not to.
I don't think the ballot. So there should be like approved message statements on some form of digital display as you're going through the ballot. These are just names you've never heard of before, and you're requested like why? I don't know what this person stands for. Why isn't there like a quick a QR code I can fucking scan and be like, do I actually want to give this guy all my power? Like, why is that still lacking?
So when I went to vote this last time for Beto, God bless that man, I'm still mad. That's what they did, is you went up to the voting booth and it said, do you want to vote for this, XYZ statement? And then depending on what you click, they'll pick the candidate that adheres to the option that you clicked. But you don't necessarily see candidate names. You just see the policies.
Oh my God, blind voting. Yeah, blind voting where you don't know the person that the statement is attached to should be. It's like when you take and read a Bible quote out of the Bible or say that, it's like, oh, that's actually in your Bible, It's like that would be a really smart way to go about it, because then you take emotion or bias out of it.
Yes.
And then they're if they're
then
held
you're not
to
voting
those
for the lesser two evils.
Yeah, and if they have to be like somehow help build the wall for fuck's sake, right? Like shit, that was people voted on. Could you at least fucking finish it?
That's a big joke. Big joke. Big
Yeah.
joke. Big joke. The problem isn't the best part is the problem isn't. I know this isn't anyone's argument. The problem isn't people sneaking into the United States. It's not the problem. It's not the problem. It is a problem, not the problem.
The problem. The problem isn't the Hispanics sneaking into the United States. The problem is with the Europeans expatting to the United States on planes and then staying after their visas
exactly.
expired.
Yes, it's the visa issue. The biggest, for instance, the biggest issue with the immigration issue we're having right now isn't so much that they're coming to get help, right, and become citizens or work in America, etc. It's that, it is the issue. The problem is that the real worry is how many of them are coming back to court to become legal citizens. And the issue is that because they're giving out so many, and we look at the numbers of the history, most of them will not, which means now we have a legal situation.
I can remember 1995 hearing my dad and my older relatives speaking about how this same problem, like, oh, they just get tagged and released and then they never come back to the court date. That was 1995. I also heard rhetoric from people in my family talking about, like, let's put up essentially a DMZ. And if people cross that, there's plenty of signs in all different languages telling them they're going to get shot in the head, and we won't have a problem. So, this is nothing new. I've literally been hearing the same shit for the last fucking 30 years. And people are acting like this migrant issue is a brand new thing. Fucking fascinating.
Yeah, but the thing is of all this, the what should we do's and the can we do's, the one thing they haven't done is force Mexico to step the fuck up. Because what's happening is we are at the very end of the chain of the problem, right? It starts in South America. That's, if people don't understand how this works, you can get to South America from anywhere. Well,
that's what they do. Like the Middle East, Africa, they all go there. The thing, too, is they don't all come to America. Throughout that entire journey on the way up, people end up in different areas. And a large chunk of them are going for us, and some of them stop along the way. There's many that go into different areas of Central America and
that is where the trumped see what I did there, the numbers are, right? So when you hear about the what do they call it, the
migrant caravan,
the migrant caravan, when you hear about that, what they've done is this: they go, how many people from other countries arrived in South America? And they go 100,000. And they go, well, the problem we have is they come from South America, they go through Mexico, and they come into the American border. So we're going to use that number as our good number, because now people can worry. And when they look at the facts, they can go, yep, that's how many people immigrated into South America and on our way here. But it's not really that fucking way. It doesn't work that way. As someone who has lived in border states my whole life, the biggest influx that I've ever seen is happening right the fuck now. This is the most I've ever seen it happen like this. And like I said, people sneaking in is not the issue we're talking about. Better yet, it's not the issue that the media is making seem like it is. They're not the problem. That's why building a wall is fucking pointless.
Well, yeah, because most people come by plane.
Yep. Or they come through, or they go through the fucking the Border Patrol federal offices that allow them in for the day or two, and they decide not to come back. Again, if you look at the percentage of people that come in with work visas every single day, like, understand this: every morning in San Diego, at the border for Mexican citizens to get into the United States, there's a 3-hour wait. Every single morning, those lanes coming into America are full. Those people are coming in legally, 99.9% of them, right? The issue starts with them. They're the problem, right? And here's why I say this. Because a lot of them will not return back to Mexico at the end of a day. And then they will start using the resources that we have, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's where the problem is. Not people, the guys like, hey, I want my family to be in America, we're going to go hop the fence. That's a very small number. Extremely small number.
What about families that come here, work, and just send their money back to their own country? Like, they send cash back.
Good for them. They should do that.
But they're not investing back into America here. They take their wealth, and they spread it back to a different country that isn't going to go back in our pocket.
But it does go back in our pockets. They still pay taxes on that money.
They do.
They still have to.
They pay taxes on it.
They
pay taxes on it to get a paycheck. Yeah, I guess.
Yes,
but they're not investing in our economy.
Yes,
they do, though.
Yeah, they eat our food.
They're buying groceries. Yeah. They're buying homes. They're creating jobs by making companies.
Well, it doesn't even have to be to that extent, because what I think Demon's more referring to is like the workers, and in that situation, the workers are they usually, because I've hired these guys, they stay for a week, they send all their money back to Mexico, and on the weekends they go back to Mexico, come back on Sunday night. They live here during the week. They that money is definitely going back into the system. I think that's the best way if it
Not all of it.
happens. Oh, hell no, definitely not all of it. But at the same time, they're still doing it right. We are getting the proportional amount necessary.
They are putting just as much money into our economy as the middle class is currently.
Yeah.
And if there's an issue with
No,
the
no,
amount
I'm
of
talking
money
about
going
people that
in,
send their money back.
Yeah, even them.
even them, they still have to buy supplies to be able to work here. They still have to buy clothes. They still have to buy housing. They still have to participate in the economy and pay taxes into the economy the same way a legal citizen does.
Yeah.
If they get any benefits, they must pay taxes. And then they also, if they,
Not arguing against that. Yeah, I
you
agree.
know,
I know. I'm well aware of that aspect of it. That's not what I was talking about.
Well, I mean, if it's like the buying just commerce period, I would agree with that. They're sending it home.
Home should be here, in my opinion, if you're a citizen.
Yeah, well then that's not even their fault still. Then we need to
then
stop
we
being
need to hold
bitches and
Americans.
yeah,
We need to hold Americans at that same standard. If you're expatting in another country,
well, no. Well, no. More importantly, it'd be the aspect of shit. I'm a perfect example of this. I won't work a minimum wage job. Nope, won't do it.
yeah, and I don't think,
That's
I think
that's
it's
it.
safe to say none of us are going to go into the tobacco fields and grab 3 to 5 pound bags of tobacco for, $2.50 a bag.
Yeah, the reason that we allow so many people to come in and do that is because we got a problem. We don't have enough Americans to do those jobs.
Or they don't
Oh,
want
we
to
never
do
will
those
either.
jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
They're never going to do those jobs. There's going to be automation in place to do the shitty jobs very soon.
Yeah, that will lower immigration then too. Then, right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely, it will.
and that'll be
Yeah, I'm
another
not against
situation.
migrant workers that come in and go out. In fact, I think that there could be a way or a path to citizenship. Like, if you come across and it's like getting your card fucking stamped, and like with your time here, you don't get in trouble and you actually participate in the system. After like the 5th stamp where you've come and left legally, you should be granted access to fucking become a citizen. I don't see why not. You've
Yeah,
proven that you're a lawful member of society that's going to contribute. What else do
yeah.
we ask a fucking citizen?
I agree. I think I think that's where the biggest problem starts. Realistically, is they make so many loopholes to become a citizen that it's easier to just get here and figure it out after. I think that's the biggest. Because I think it's what I think it's like a 10-year fucking process. Like if I'm saying someone in Mexico is like, I want to become American and I want to be as legal as possible, I'm pretty sure it's a 10-year process.
I don't
And
think it's
money.
at that level, no. My understanding is that the American immigration system is more lax than most countries. I want to say
What?
it's
No.
6 months up to 3 years, start to finish, to get your immigration. You have to take a certain amount of education courses, and then you have to take the test, which is a literacy
That's
test.
ridiculous, too.
Hang on, let's find it.
Some of those
Oh my
questions,
God.
like no American need to know. Like that'd be a fun
Okay.
test to do on a panel.
Okay.
Am I right?
Okay, hang on. Yes, in a sense, but here's the problem. So this is what I'm reading. The naturalization process to become a U.S. citizen typically takes 18 to 24 months. Here's the problem, though, and here's the reality, though. That process takes forever. It does not take that long. It takes 5. I would say, looking at this and the realistic numbers, probably about 5 years plus.
Yeah. But the legislation dictates that 24 months. Whereas like I was looking to move to Canada. I was looking into moving into Italy because uh my health and my health issues require me to have affordable health care. So we've been looking into immigrating long term in the future. And it's 5+ years and a certain amount of income. I want to say like 20,000 pledged to be able to transfer over into a different country. Every other country aside from the United States has very, very strict immigration laws. That's why only the most wealthy and affluent are able to expat. And earlier you said something about Mexico standing on their own business. Well, Mexico gets quite a bit of immigration from the United States into their most wealthy areas.
Oh fuck yeah, they do, and they welcome
Yeah.
that shit. Oh boy, do they welcome that shit. But that's the thing that
But they will not be so welcoming if we decide to tell them, "Hey, take all your illegal immigrants back."
I think they would. I don't think that. I think they'd fight tooth and nails to make sure that didn't happen, which is very telling. Because here's the thing, Mexico is fucking rich as fuck. Like they're
Yeah.
rich as fuck. Like I'm pretty sure they got more resources than we do, if I remember correctly. But regardless, that's a very oil rich fucking country, and it's very odd that and telling that that is a stat, and their people are coming here to have a better life. That's the biggest issue. That's what when I was saying we need to hold Mexico more accountable. More, it's on them because it really is. It's their politicians.
I've heard a lot of stories of migrants that come work in America to make the money so they can build a house back in Mexico. That's
Yes.
kind of like a general story. Like a lot of people want to go back to Mexico. The ultimate goal isn't to stay here. It's very.
Yeah.
I thought that was very interesting. I didn't know, like, when I was here, and I was like, that's new for me. And then I learned it's not a new story, and you actually hear it all over the place.
Yeah, I've had guys. Matter of fact, when I first started construction, one of the old dudes that I used to look at, that I used to like look up to and shit like that, he did. That's what he did. That's where I first saw it. Where he would come, be here for a week, maybe even two sometimes, depending on the job. But he would send all his money back, and he had a fucking ranch out there. And he said exactly like you did, Demon. He was like, I don't want to fucking be here. It's too expensive. The people are fucking rude. I got fucking 10 acres. What the fuck do I want to be here for? I mean, they pay a lot more.
Yeah, the land down there is like, fucking beautiful. I'd love to live there too if it weren't for, probably
Cartel?
half of its propaganda. Yeah, the cartel and the other propaganda of what happens to, Americans in Mexico.
But see, that's propaganda as well because, like I said, I
You would absolutely have to convert to Catholicism as well, at least superficially.
Yeah.
but like if you go deep enough into Mexico, I haven't tested this in Texas because for everything I've heard is do not go to Mexico through Texas. It's just the worst idea ever in the world. But in San Diego, we had a place called Tijuana. Demon, you've been down that area, so you know exactly what Tijuana is.
I've seen Tijuana. I didn't get to go.
Okay, hey, that is perfect. Because Tijuana, and this is pretty much how it always works in the minds of someone who lives in a kid that lives in San Diego or a person that lives in San Diego, is Tijuana is not California, and Mexico doesn't want Tijuana. What you see is definitely Tijuana, but what you see in Tijuana is not Mexico. You go just past Tijuana, you see a whole different Mexico. Cancun and all those resort places, those aren't very far off of what fucking regular fucking city in Mexico looks like. It's just getting to those cities. It's like the United States. You ever been to fucking go to a major city, you drive 5 hours in one direction, it looks like fucking the squalors of fucking Mexico. If you like real shit. And then you go a little bit further, you make it to another city, and you start seeing the money that's pumped into it build back up, and then it looks nothing like that. That's the same. It's the same thing. It's just there are just some places right along that border that when two countries don't give a fuck about it, they turn into what's that one movie, Mad Max?
Yeah, so Texas, the equivalent city would be Brownsville.
Okay.
And that is not a pun, it's just an unfortunate name.
There's a lot of what's called my wife's family lives down there, or she has no. My
It used to
there
be
are
called
people that live out there.
it used to be
Not
called
family.
N-wordville if Brownsville was better.
Used to be called what?
N-wordville.
All right, hey, do me a favor. Talk amongst yourself for like 1.5 minutes. I have to go right out the room real quick.
He's been
Sean
edging it the
has to
whole
go.
time. He's got his
Yeah, I
work.
was fixing to say Sean's got to go find a stock real quick.
He's like, I can't keep edging. It's gonna pop.
Poor man.
So yeah, did you guys hear like any more details about the assassination attempt? And did you watch any of the videos or the interviews afterwards?
I read the Reuters article on it. I saw some pictures. But I am going to go do my own research before I really delve into
Yeah.
it too much. You know what I mean?
Well, I saw, handheld. Like I heard one account where the guy was way back. He wasn't, in the crowd, and they were like, "Hey, I see somebody on the roof," and somebody else saw it, and this guy's like trying to tell the cop that there's somebody on the roof, and the reporter's like, "So you relayed information that the alleged shooter was on the roof before the shots?" And he's going, "Yeah, no one was listening. It seemed like they didn't know what they were doing." And then there's an actual video you can see of him up there moving around. The people are like, "He's got a gun! He's got a gun!" And nobody's fucking doing anything. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I was saying something about that earlier. It was like the video I saw was about 1:19, and it was basically just after being noticed, getting down and starting to fire the shots, and then being shot himself. It was all of about
Yeah.
1:19, which to me seems like a minute more than it should have took Secret Service to take that out.
Secret Service is looking right at him, and actually, right before he shoots out, you can see the Secret Service like he sees it. He must have not been in a scope, but he saw movement because the guy took about a minute or whatever to ready his gun, and they must have been getting clarification. I can't imagine they didn't know he was there, but they couldn't take the shot till it was like immediate that he had a firearm maybe. And that's the moment where you see the Secret Service agent like notice it, and he starts recorrecting the gun so he's on target. 3 shots get off, and then he starts dumping into him.
Real fast, I have to mute. I'm gonna switch over to my phone. I gotta take my husband to the video game store so he can buy some PS2 games.
Lucky. Anyways, yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those things where when I looked at it, first of all, the biggest issue I see in this whole situation is the shooter was 400 feet away from Trump. How the fuck that is even a thing is beyond me.
Right? Why did they? Because the Secret Service, they put their boundary at like 400 feet, and that building should have been within it. I mean, I don't know why they didn't. Why it wasn't. It's kind of crazy.
I always thought what they did is if there were any buildings within this is what I seriously thought it is, if there are buildings within sniper range, they are to be watched. And as far as I know, there were 2 snipers or 2 Secret Service. They're snipers. They are Secret Service guys, and not enough. I see. I don't think those 2 guys, their responsibility was the crowd at all. I mean, I think their responsibility is if they get a call, something's happening in the crowd, they must respond. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that that's what Secret Service on the ground's job is to watch the crowd. Cameras that do that. The snipers is in the problem situation, not a
Right.
scope the whole.
Well,
not scope the whole area.
No, they were looking in the distance. That's why he was on target so fast. If he was looking through the crowd or looking through, like, he would have never been on target fast enough. He was already looking at the horizon line or whatever in the distance. Like, that dude's job is to snipe a sniper, you know.
Yeah.
And he only moved the gun a little bit, you know.
Now, and here's the thing. I don't see how he had opportunity to do that. If the sniper was on target enough to notice movement,
He didn't notice it through the scope. He most likely noticed it through his other eye that was open and scanning.
But would you agree that this overall situation is at fault of the snipers?
No. I think the fault is that their perimeter wasn't big enough, and they're gonna investigate the fuck out of that. But they're
yeah.
why wasn't it as big? You know, like they should. Like, remember when Obama went to Mark Maron? They fucking shut down that entire neighborhood and took a fine-tooth comb through everybody's house and had multiple snipers up. Why? Why why was the perimeter so small?
Yeah, that's very telling to me. And again, that being said, that it being telling does not mean Secret Service was trying to kill Trump. I think obvious lack of judgment, obviously.
Sean,
Yes, sir.
it was a slight deflection to the left due to the rotation of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is
I'm joking.
absolutely, absolutely not at 400 feet.
Yeah, I know.
That's special pleading.
So the shooting was a flat earther.
May have been.
He didn't take it into account.
You know what's fucked up is he was wearing a Demolition Ranch shirt. Like, I've been subbed to that channel for a long time, and I was like, well, maybe it's just one because he does bunker branding. Maybe it's somebody else's shirt. Like, nope, Demolition Ranch.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Nowadays, does that really even mean anything? Like that, because for instance, let's say Demon Stride had a bad day. Demon Stride did something stupid, right? Fill in the blanks. Mm-hmm. You like that channel.
Now it's premeditated.
You could be wearing that shirt. So a lot of like the speculated things that we do by just seeing something, I don't think is justified enough. Like I said earlier, this kid, he's never even voted before.
Right. So what you're saying is I can just pray and hope that somebody tries to assassinate somebody while wearing an MMM shirt so we can get clout?
It will be your fault then.
Well, no, I don't think it's his fault. I really don't blame Demolition Ranch. I just think it's going to put a bad spin on gun ownership and kind of like all of that together. But for him, that's like amazing promotion. Like, there is no bad advertising. Yeah. Really.
Well, hang on. Now, here's a question I have because you've been looking into it a lot. I've seen things where it says AR like rifle. Was it a like rifle or was it AR?
I don't know if it was that or if it was just a long rifle. The details aren't clear yet, but it looked like an AR style.
Yeah, the problem now is everyone's going to run with AR, ban ARs. Like a 50 cal couldn't have done the same shot. But those aren't banned. You can get those. And let's keep it real. If it was a 50 cal, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
I also heard it might have been the broken prompter glass that cut his ear. Like the bullet going through that.
Through what?
The teleprompter. It's like a piece of glass that reflects the projected image from below it.
Oh, okay. I think I definitely understand the shrapnel part because it is very likely it's very unlikely for a bullet to graze somebody's ear without ripping it off with it.
Yeah, without nose diving in and just taking whatever else off.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think he may have an angel. Like Jesus Christ, like.
Well, that was what Cole was saying. Like, if it wasn't stimulation, you know,
Hey,
that he
we're
might
gonna
have had
take
a deflector shield on.
we're gonna take this conversation to a lighter topic now, motherfucker. I'm gonna be simulation, and here's why. It frustrates the fuck out of Totoro.
And trouble.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to adopt the Awake Soul model, the rectangle Earth. Say again?
You're gonna adopt the Pac-Man model?
It's not the Pac-Man model, asshole. It's a stereographic virtual reality. So, I've already figured.
Asteroid? Get it right.
Yes, it's asteroid. It's more asteroid, less Pac-Man. Don't do that to my model. But I've already figured out the rotation of the sun every day and how the 24-hour sun in Antarctica works. Mind you, this is a flat Earth. This is not a sphered Earth. This is flat. He questioned what happens when you reach the top and bottom of the simulation and why light doesn't work that way. And I even showed this man how daylight works, and he just got all mad. So I've now decided I'm going to adopt this model, and I'm going to fucking figure everything out because it does work. It does work, people. Tex was there. She saw it. Like he was pretty upset.
I saw you making a plea for a philosophical stance, and Totoro absolutely slamming it down because he hates philosophy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I remember.
That was the other thing he said. I told him, let's have a philosophical conversation, and he basically was like, this conversation is done. It was weird.
Speaking of which, there's clips from the Flat Earth Hollywood thing where I flat smacked a couple people as a Glober, and like when this one guy, he was like, oh, it's a globe. I know it's a globe because of all these reasons. And then eventually he became a evolution denying religious zealot, and I was like, you know, the man standing to your left would say almost the exact same thing you just said, and he like gives me a thumbs up and walks away.
Yeah, hey, that's something I'm actually gonna get into doing. I want to preface this. I have zero issue with religion. I am probably the most open person to a God or not than anybody around. Here's the thing, though. Young Earth creation has irked me in a way that I didn't think possible. Because I've always been like, fuck religions. I don't want, not when I say like I don't want to do the religion debate, because someone who has a faith in God has a different mindset than I do, so debating it is realistically pointless as fuck. But the arguments for Young Earth are so ridiculous to me that I feel like it is absolutely worse than Flat Earth. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Well, that's what that guy ended up doing, because he said, well, the sciences say all this, and I said, well, what about the age of the Earth? He goes, well, no, you can't do that. And I was like, oh, gotcha, bitch. Gotcha,
Yeah.
bitch.
Well, see, that's when, and this is actually thanks to you, asshole, because you're the one who was calling out Duffy, and then that's when I found out Duffy's Young Earth creation, and just the things that Young Earth says that don't make sense. Like, it's like a world where dinosaurs and people walk together seems weird to me. Their arguments, I almost thought this was like a good argument for them. They were talking about carbon 14. It's a dating process where they basically date the organic matter rate of decay that it has, and they're like, well, the furthest it can go is 55,000 years, but they use it to date they used it to date things at billions of years. And then I was like, wait, that sounds weird. I got to look into that. And then within 2 minutes, I realized that they have 1,000 other methods of using this system that are that have a decay rate that are or the way they say it, a half-life that is so fucking long that they just use that when those dates don't read out when something's older or they think something's older.
Yeah, they have different methods to read for within, spectrums. Like you're not that one that can show you the big number. It's never going to be able to tell you how young something is.
Exactly. It's like you said. It's like, and this is how I've always looked at it. And this is how evolution even fucking works. This is how when they go, the Earth is this old. This is exactly how this works. They say the Earth is a billion years old. I know it's longer, motherfuckers. I'm just saying numbers. The realization of it is Earth can be 800,000 years old, or it can be 2 billion years old. There's a fucking huge gap in that. They just give you the rough. And the way Young Earth does it is they go, it should be exact. And if it says a number, if that's what it is, and because they use this, it has to be less than that. And it's like, it's not how it works. It's not how it works at all. It's kind of very telling. And that's why I actually care.
It's painful to hear them say, well, science proves this. That's why the Earth is a globe. The same science that proves the Earth is a globe is also telling him that it's 6,000 years old because of cherry picking reasons. And that's why I'm frustrated with Duffy.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, it's irked me in a special way. What I've done is I have separated the final observation from Duffy's belief, because I would love to talk to Duffy about his beliefs. I just know he won't do it right now. The only good thing is that he is very open about being a young Earth creationist now. And I keep telling motherfuckers there was a progression to this. It went from Demon's interview, my interview, Awakened Soul's interview. And then I showed one on a couple live streams ago where he was on basically a Bible literalist, or what did he call himself? A realist national. I don't fucking. No. This guy, the guy he was talking to, he interviewed this religious flat. I don't even know if he was a flat earther, but he is a Bible literalist, and he teaches the Bible as a literalist. And he was trying to teach Duffy stuff, but it was like the things Duffy was saying made me realize exactly what you were saying. How the fuck are you claiming science proves Earth's not flat? And this is I think what you should be saying, because you keep saying the same science that he's trying to say does this, it doesn't do this. But the reality of it is this. What he's saying is that science works to disprove this, but it doesn't work to disprove mine. That's what he's really fucking saying. Yeah. That's the issue I have with Young Earth. It's not even again, credit to you, because it's not the whole idea that he's going, flat Earth isn't real. He's literally going, science says flat Earth isn't real. Perfect. Science says Young Earth creation isn't real. That's where he starts breaking. What up, Davros? Hang on a second. Davros, I do fucking appreciate it, man, for the super chat. He says, all I can say is, nice hat, Demon Stride. I am ex-Catholic, and you can have your beliefs, but don't call it facts. I 100% agree with that. I definitely appreciate that, Davros, and I'm sure Demon Stride appreciate the comment about his hat. He says, thank you.
It is a very swanky hat.
Thank you. I got another one. I just gotta fix it first. I undid this stupid little stitch right here, and then the whole top came up like a fucking like a railroad hat.
I'm gonna ask you something. Together. I'm gonna ask you something, and I want you to be fucking honest, Demon Stride. You ready?
I'll be honest.
Okay. Did you watch Peaky Blinders when this situation with the hat happened?
No. I've never watched Peaky Blinders. I've watched one episode of Peaky Blinders.
I just wanted to see if you were putting razors in your cap. You saw, you know, did you see that part of it? Like that was like their signature thing. So what they used to do back in the day in those times is, so the brim of your hat, so it's hard on the bottom but soft on the top. What they used to do is they used to put a blade sharp out in that brim piece right there in the seam. So when you grab your hat, you know, when you grab the back of it, you can use it like a katana.
Oh shit! I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, exactly, Davros. 4.5 billion, give or take a million. Yeah, that's I watched that for a while. I like that one. But yeah, that's my gripe. And with that said, Tex, I know you want to start talking a little bit more religion over here. So,
Yes.
so my goal is to find a young Earth creationist so I can pluck his brain, and then try to
have
figure
me
it out.
come in and completely be a bitch to him. I love it. Yes. Let's
Well,
do
no,
that.
no, not so much be a bitch. I want you to help me figure it out. Because here's the thing. I got to be as honest as possible with this shit. Young Earth creation confuses me more than Flat Earth ever did. Like, I want to start...
It's definitely worse than Flat Earth because there's like evidence against it. You're denying more hardcore in a biased position than you are with Flat Earth. You can always like be in Fantasyland or have different ideas to explain the thing that's literally unexplainable for Flat Earth, but Young Earth, it's infuriating.
Yeah.
It's always
yeah.
pissed me off.
Yeah, because, again, that's another situation of reality with what's being said. This is called the keep it real moment, right? There is no science that debunks Flat Earth. Hear me out. There is no science whose responsibility and give a fucks is to do science to show the Earth is not flat. That's very important in this topic, right? Because, again, he is saying, this is Duffy, he is saying science proves it's not flat, but it can't prove I'm wrong.
Yeah, and it really, I mean, it doesn't set out to debunk Flat Earth. There's many experiments that falsify a position that would have to be held by Flat Earth currently until they come up with another reason why it's not this or that. But yeah, there's no real like proof against it.
But
terminologies are.
Yeah. But see, here's the biggest issue, because for me, Flat Earth is the shape. Whereas a lot of people, Flat Earth encompasses a lot of other things, whether it's Flat Earth, the Bible, the religion, et cetera, et cetera. So when we have these conversations with people, it's very difficult to gauge which one, because what I'm saying only really works to somebody, a Flat Earther who thinks it's flat, right?
Right.
What up, Manny? Welcome back, man. It's been a while. He's in the chat, sorry.
And the only experiment I'd say that actually falsifies the shape would be Cavendish. Because if you're in space, I mean, so we can presuppose space. We can, I mean, what's the flat? I mean, if it's in space and mass attracts mass, the shape would be a ball, not flat.
See, here's the problem with that. There's for sure objects and galaxies, etc., in space that are exhibited by the same forces that aren't a ball.
Yeah, but if we're talking like a planet, show me one planet that's got atmosphere that isn't in the shape of a sphere.
I can try.
I mean, you'll find asteroids, which are technically planetary bodies, but at no point do they really have like a liquid core, all of the other aspects of a planet that you would say, like even Mars doesn't have a liquid core anymore, but it would have had one at one time in its formation.
Yeah, well, I get why, but the issue is that the argument can still stand that it doesn't work that way always.
Sure. There might be a reason, that I'm unaware of that could cause a planetary body to form into a disk, but I can't imagine it would be gravity that ever caused it. Like possibly, see, because then like I'm thinking if something spun so fast it could only ever be like oblong, it'd probably be throwing itself apart as well.
That's the other thing. That's what Earth is doing. Earth, because of gravity, is taking itself less and less from being a sphere. So would you say that a spherical object is a shape as a result of gravity, or will the shape that it actually succumbs to be, and that would be flat? That actually would be flat. Holy shit.
How would it be flat though? Because the outer edges of the mass would be going towards the center.
Because no, other way. Earth is becoming more like a pancake.
Only because of its rotation.
And gravitation. All of it.
The rotation is causing the oblongness of the bulging of the water. The oblateness of it is just because it's not a perfect sphere. There's like if there was a ground to space and the downward force wasn't from gravity, then yeah, the planet would lay rest on it and eventually flatten out.
Thought it.
Oh, good Lord, trouble walked in the door.
What's up, Gary? How you doing, sir? Because I'm trying to look it up, because I always...
Hello, Sean.
What's up, Crow? How you doing, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, I came and stayed silent because the topics were so hot. I didn't want to interrupt anything. So
Yeah, no
I'm just
worries.
saying hi now.
Yeah, no worries at all. Welcome. It's been a while. We can change the subject. I don't mind any topic anybody wants. I don't mind at all. It's a Sunday. I'm drinking. I'm a drinker now.
Drinking?
I'm a
Foreskin.
text.
When I get
Hang
home,
on. I have drank every day for the past 3 days now. I don't get drunk.
Goddamn.
I just drink though.
You're right. I created a monster.
Yep.
You fucking lush. Good Lord.
It's your
Well, that's
guys'
the
fault.
difference. We're drinking beer. Like, it feels good to have a beer at the end of the day, or like, 2 or 3 or 4, maybe, you drink 5 or 6,
Hang on. 1 second.
When I get home,
I'm going to go check my dogs, and then I'll be right back in.
when I get home, I'll crack open a Shiner, and then we can really have some discussions going.
I need to get more beer if that's the case. I've only got 4 left.
I can't smoke today because my husband can't smoke today because he has to go under general anesthesia tomorrow. So I got to drink instead.
Why? You're doing it out of partnership, or just because you don't want him to feel like bad or whatever? And what do you mean you can't smoke if you're getting anesthesia? I've never had that. I mean, I've done that twice.
It says on his admission papers, cannot smoke marijuana 24 hours before surgery.
I feel
the
like that's
best they can do is 12 hours before.
I feel like that's just a loophole, like them dotting their I's and crossing their X's.
Well, because
it's like eating.
Because he's got redhead genetics, he's not a redhead, but he has red in his beard. So he's already kind of resistant to anesthesia. So we want to make sure that there's nothing else that's going to contradict the general anesthesia. Because if he wakes up in the middle of the surgery, it's not going to be fun for anybody.
Unless there's a masochist in the room.
He's
he a
not the
masochist?
masochist. That would be this one here. Yeah.
She's like, put me under, Doc. Put me under.
Don't even worry about putting me under. Just start cutting.
He's pinching the IV line so he doesn't actually get the anesthesia and just pretends like he's out.
That's such a thing. Oh, it's so weird. Count backwards from 10. 10, 9, 1 eye open.
Yeah.
They they said the last time he had to get put under general anesthesia, he looked up at the doctor. He's like, "This ain't shit. It's not working." And they're like, "Oh yeah, let me turn it up a little." He's like, "You're not gonna do shit."
All right.
Conversely, when I did the anesthesia, they were like, "Count down from 10." I was like, 10, out, just immediately. But anyways, back to actual topics and not just me bullshitting.
Oh, topics. What was the topic? I forgot. Oh, someone in the chat, Sco144 says, Christians think the Bible is influenceable. Bible implies young earth, so if the science disagrees with the Bible, the science must be wrong. That's not very scientific, which is mainly Demon Stride's issue.
Yeah, I mean, the bias right there is just believing the Bible because the Bible told me so. Like, that's not good evidence, and don't then also say you're going to use science for other shit. Don't cherry pick that.
Okay, I'm going to ask you something, Demon.
I would like to address that a little bit, right? Individuals that want to say that the Bible that the Bible is never wrong, that you have to take the Bible at face value, should also not be wearing synthetic fabrics or eating shellfish.
Exactly.
Come correct to the conversation before you have the conversation.
But
Because I
isn't
believe
that why?
it was Jesus that said, "Let he without sin cast the first stone."
But wouldn't that be the reason that, like, say, a young Earth creationist would say, "I'm not a Bible literalist"?
I would say then you're contradicting your own statement, because you can't be a young Earth creationist and not take the Bible literally.
But you can interpret it differently, though.
You can cherry pick it to create a confirmation bias.
That's what Duffy's done.
Sure.
So, look, I have a list. So, like I said, this is actually 2 pages. 2-page long list of fucking young Earth creation stuff that I'm researching on that flabbergastes me. But that's what I'm probably going to start focusing on. Because, again, so, like I said, you remember I was saying earlier about text? I know you were here for it. When I was saying, actually, you remember I was here. When I was saying that the politicians, the electoral candidates, they should be not pandering to, say, Demon Stride or say, who do I know that voted Pike Hole? Their expected side. Demon Stride's already looking for his side to come with the best argument so he can agree with them, right? And that's how that works. They should be focusing on the person that doesn't get it, the one that they want to convince this is how it is. And for me, I come from this stance. I don't know if there's a God. I don't think there's a creator because I haven't been convinced of it. But for me, it goes under the stance of convince me. And they should all be looking at it as under the convince the person line. I really would love Duffy to explain to me this shit. I'm open to it, but I got to see something that makes more valid sense. Because here's the thing. And I was going to ask you, Damon, this part. Because I know there's a lot of issue with someone who believes in God and someone who argues for science. The best person I can think of that would be this in this case would be like Soundly. Left Lane's a good example. MC Tune is a great example of this. But to me, that's not. I don't think there's an issue with that. Because for me, if there was a God, and this is my actual point of view of this. If there was a God, if I were to one day start believing in a creator, I would not throw away evolution. I wouldn't throw away the age of the universe. I wouldn't throw away any of those things. Because if there's a God, all those things are so more than fucking possible. Why the fuck are we arguing like they're not possible? That's the confusing part.
Exactly. The belief that a creator's there can still be held, and the reasons why, people believe what they did, God works in mysterious ways. There's nothing that rules out science or new understandings of it, and all of that can still fit a God in there, yes.
Yes. Evolution.
But when you got literalists with the Bible, that's like you're now disagreeing with like actual reality, and that's not okay.
Yeah, and that's because to me, evolution is probably, to me, evolution seems more godly than he just made shit. It explains it. That's what confuses me the fucking most. Evolution is something. If I don't give a fuck if it's simulation, I don't give a fuck if it's a creator. You would start something, and then you would set it in place and let it go. And you would need some type of process so that just for no reason everything didn't just destroy, die, whatever you want to call it. Evolution would be just a mechanism that a god would use, the same way anything else would be. Why can't the universe be billions of years old if this creator who doesn't need a creator himself, but created everything there is? Why couldn't the universe be billions of years old and Earth be, like, none of those things make sense to me. Like, they've put these limitations on a god that shouldn't have limitations. That's what confuses me the most about this topic of a religion. And that was what I was going to say. So there are a lot of things that, especially, there are absolutely things I'm probably not really divulging for this conversation, but there are absolute implications for me personally on whether or not there's a God. And I'll tell you right now, if I had a choice right now to know yes or no, I hope there is.
Did you see the movie Maze Runner?
Yes.
So those gates were placed.
More than one?
Yeah, I think 2 parts or something. So those gates were placed in some place that was made by someone, and if that someone sent them messages, do this to get food, do this to stay alive, they would have done it and they would obey. But if this maze was too big to think that someone make it, I'm trying to get along with what you're saying. It's just too big to discover who made this, and then you will have to resort to belief that there's a God.
But it's not a bad belief.
That presupposes, though, that it's a creation to begin with, and it's not something that can happen naturally. And then from that point, you could still believe in a God and say, well, God created the whole universe and let it happen naturally. There's nothing that goes against that.
Yeah. So essentially, Dima, your argument isn't a religious person can't use science. It's when a religious person bastardizes science and
yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense to it.
Yeah, they cherry pick what they want to use science for, and then claim that science can't be used to disqualify this other belief because they have a bias towards it and they want to believe it. So they don't apply the scientific method in the same way. It's like, well, why not? Why is it just because special pleading is their reason to not do that? And they're lying to themselves.
What's worse, flat Earth or young Earth? Because to me, young Earth is by far. And here's why. For me, flat Earth is 100% based in misunderstanding. If you don't understand something, you're going to come to a different conclusion. Whereas in young Earth, it teaches you that this is right. It's not a question of here, look, this is where it's wrong. From what I've seen, they literally cherry pick the science and use that correct science to say they're right. So they're not saying science is wrong at all.
Yeah, they're saying, no, it's actually right, but it proves my point instead of yours. And I'd say it's worse than flat Earth because it is established in society. They have churches for it. They have influence beyond flat Earth could ever imagine. Flat Earth wants to be young Earth creationists. They talk about wanting to establish their own school, homeschooling curriculums. Tex, I think you're trying to talk, but you're muted. But yeah, that's what they hope to be. 501(c) organization where they're tax exempt and all that.
Yeah, and that pushed me to the next part of it. And I don't know. I guess this would be a question to you, Dean, because you know more about pastors and for leaders of the situation, would it be normal for them to go at a different point of view? Like if there was a group that didn't believe in young Earth but believed in God Bible, would it be normal for a young Earth pastor to attack, not attack, but try to get as many of that congregation over to him because they've already been established to have faith?
Yeah, so I mean, they do the same kind of tactics that a flat earther would to gain more flock, more following, and yeah, they've already got an in, So with flat Earth, that's why there's so many disturbing conspiracies in flat Earth, is because that's how you grab anyone you want to, you start glomming onto your faith, your flock. You already believe this thing, so you can hear about this, and then it just becomes part of their congregation, part of their narrative.
Okay, I see. Yeah, yeah, I see what you mean, because that's the odd part about it. Because what's his name? What's his name? Lion. I know you know Lion is. I asked him about that, and he admitted he's young Earth. But he has a very different view of because he didn't like when I brought this up. He didn't like that Duffy's young Earth. He didn't like it at all. Because I purposely asked him. Because I purposely asked him about being young Earth, because I've heard him talk about certain things. Because he's adamant that Earth is no longer more than 12,000 years old. Very adamant about it.
It's a double young Earth.
Yeah. So when I asked him about it, and dinosaurs and all that, he was like, yeah, we walked with dinosaurs. And I was like, you're young Earth. And he was like, yeah, I guess. And it was like, Duffy is. And he was like, no, but it's different.
That's hilarious.
But I can understand how someone believe the Earth is a sphere and be a young Earth creationist or anti evolution.
You ready?
Because there's a reason. It's not about. Hello?
No. He told me.
Hello?
I know exactly why he thinks that way. I know to a T why Duffy thinks this way. You ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Duffy believes that the universe, dated 3.5 billion years, is correct. Duffy believes that the Earth, giving dates of millions of years or billions of years old, is correct. Here's why it's correct. Because when God created Earth in 6 days, or 6, 7 days, whatever, he created what he called a mature Earth. The universe was a mature universe when created. So the Earth, when God created Earth in that 7 days, on day 7, Earth was 4.5 billion years old. He created that as Earth. The universe, maybe 50 billion years old. He said, universe created with the progression of 50 billion years already interacted to it. That's Duffy's explanation for it. But it all happened in 6,000 years.
No. I mean, yes, but no.
That's. I was as shocked as when I heard this, and I have the clip. I have it. Duffy saying, God created a mature Earth.
All right, you got your beer? My
Cheers.
man. Cheers.
Demon Stride, you're not allowed to, but I'll drink with you later.
Yeah.
Wait. Hang on. Stop. Hang on. Demon Stride, put your camera back on. I gotta ask you.
That burrito in front of us.
I gotta ask you a question, Demon Stride. Are you gonna drink tonight? Because I know last night you drank quite a bit.
Did you? I always miss the fun shit.
Oh, I could tell.
What the fuck?
I could tell. He was extra passionate last night.
Were you?
No, I didn't drink that much. I had like 5 beers.
You're not Latin, but you got that hot Latin blood in you, huh?
Now here's the question: how quick did you drink those 5 beers?
Probably too fast.
Yeah, I heard the passion.
Yeah, if I make it to the liquor store before it closes, I'll be able to drink before 10.
Luckily, I have liquor at home.
Well, I kind of figured out what happened.
We don't have that luxury on Sundays like you do, Demon.
Well, if you drink beer, you can, because you can buy beer now.
Yeah, but who wants to drink beer when you can have liquor?
Me.
Liquor is bad. Can you get it from the gas station, though?
Yep. That's where I got my beer.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah, we can get beer and we can get malt liquor.
Yeah, you can't get a bottle of vodka at the gas station, or you can't get a bottle of vodka anywhere except for a liquor store, and you can't get that today. Today you can't buy liquor today. Impossible. But wait, Tex, are those malts liquor? That's fucking still liquor. Fireball is they say malt on it, but it's still Fireball. There's no difference.
There's 2 different forms of Fireball, actually.
Ugh, I bet
There's 2 different types of alcohol.
I bet they're both as gross as the next.
Yeah, but they both fuck you up.
Oh, that's so gross. Oh, I feel sick thinking about fucking Fireball. I wish Tutori would show up. I wish he would show up so bad. I want to fuck with him. It's fun. And it's because I tell him I am too. It makes it even funner. I think we discussed Trump as much as we fucking logically can. That's how cut and dry it really is. You have issues. And that's that pickle juice crap, isn't it?
Biden's making a State of the Union address in a little bit.
So gross. Is he?
I want him to step down. I hope to God he just fucking said he's stepping down.
Biden? You think Biden's gonna step down?
No, I hope he does.
You and me both. I hope, yeah. With all my heart, I hope that man retires.
That's
and
not gonna
lives off
happen.
the rest of his existence in peace.
I want to watch it just to find out.
Of a camera.
I can't wait to find out what stupid shit he's gonna say about the shooting.
He's gonna say he couldn't have done that with a shotgun.
I swear, like, what if? Hey, real shit though. What if he was like, I told the guy not to. I mean,
you know what?
Wow. Oh my God. There would never be a Democratic. There would never be a Democratic elect ever.
Cheers to Sleepy Biden there.
Yeah, it's
That was almost entirely vodka.
That's gross. And chase it with beer. That's so gross. Liquor is bad. But like I said earlier, we did just witness Trump become president.
Yeah, straight up.
More importantly, and I feel bad almost for saying it, but it's the reality of it. It was time coming. If you look at the realistic reality of psychopaths doing this kind of shit, it's been a very long time since this shit happened. It was almost forthcoming. I don't know. To be honest, I did not expect to get it. And here's how I got. You want to know how I found out about it? I found out about my son text me, and he said, "Hey, Dad, Trump got shot." And I said,
"Yeah."
I said, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Someone shot at Trump." And I said, "Do you mean like they heard a loud bang?" And he goes, "No, they shot him in his ear." And I went, "I think you're full of shit." And I went and Googled it, and it was like, wow, it's real.
So Marty came into the MMM. He's like, "You guys hear about Trump getting shot?" I was like, "What?" And I looked it up and all I found was a press briefing where he was inside the White House and somebody outside got shot. And it must have been during his presidency. I was like, no, I just blew it off. And then like 5 hours later, Cole's like, did y'all hear about that? I was like, yeah, it wasn't much. Like, no, he was at a rally. I was like,
Yeah,
Marty, why didn't you like?
yeah, that shit's crazy to me. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about the stream because I was gonna get ready to end it soon.
Okay,
Oh,
but
that's
we're
what I was
gonna
gonna ask.
freaking play checkers after, right?
I am so down. Right, I'm not going anywhere. I just, it gets to a certain point where I don't really want to sit here, like, be forced to sit here and focus on everything. And I can tell when the conversation starts meandering. But because I was going to ask this, because do you have a Google account, right? Obviously. Because
I fucking hope so.
Okay, good. Because I'm going to probably use Google Meets from now on. Google Meets, or I'm actually going to try out a couple other ones. I may need your help to try out a couple other panels.
Okay.
They're just easier to join. I know a lot of people don't have Discord on YouTube, don't want to deal with all that crap, or they don't want to do all that other crap to get into the server to be on a panel. And I don't really mind. But I do notice that it's a lot easier to get a bigger panel with those other ones. I tried StreamYard, Demons tried. I don't know if that's going to work for me. I like OBS too much, and I don't know if I can use StreamYard as just a panel.
You could have 10 people on there if you pay for it.
That's the thing, but that's the problem though, because if I pay for it, then there's no reason to be using OBS. But I love OBS.
OBS is nice, but
Stubborn.
yeah, depends on what you want. You could always partner them together. You can panel in on StreamYard and just grab that screen in OBS.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. But so here's the thing. Here's the main reason I want to fucking stop doing this. I can't even show you guys. Basically, to use Discord, it takes 2 screens, no matter what. Or actually, it takes all 3 screens, because to my right, I have my OBS and my live stream stuff going on, like how good the analytics are, blah, blah, blah. But here, in front of me, is my Discord panel. That's you guys. I can't really use anything else if I'm trying to interact with you guys, or if I'm trying to share screen. This is becomes my main control, because everything's happening here. Right. Over here, I have the Discord chat and my YouTube chat. So that works fine for me, this screen over here. The problem is that for me to interact and share, I have to do everything here while making sure this works. And to do that and get people in here verified to join the panel becomes almost impossible for me.
Did you try OBS Ninja yet?
I hate using my phone for anything like that.
No, you use it from web browser. You can use it from anything. You can make a permanent link. You can set up so all the participants have a green screen. You can it's just a link they join, and it's free.
What? OBS Ninja?
Yep.
Is that like Jitsit or something like that?
I don't know, but I got it on. It's a browser in my window. I did it with what the hell's his name? It was that crazy old dude.
Dan?
I think his name is Dan. Not the Waterman, but the other. There's another Dan.
Oh shit!
It's always the Dan.
Okay,
it's always the Dan that's being crazy.
So this is called VDO Ninja, not OBS Ninja.
Yep. VDO Ninja. There.
Actually, that doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah, it's really nice, versatile.
See how easy this is to get in. What's an incorrect name? Oh, insecure room. I don't want a password. The guest can see. I don't know what any of this shit means.
Yeah, it looks pretty bare bones, but it does the job good.
Okay. Definitely have to try this out.
Yeah,
Guest
and it
use.
pairs with OBS really
Oh,
good as well. I'm
okay.
recommending it.
Okay, I
Like
see.
it's
See what
made
it
for
is.
use with OBS.
I see.
Yeah, I'll have to try this. Check this out. Oh shit. Okay.
It gives you access to muting and all that shit, all the good
Oh,
stuff.
so this is basically an OBS panel that
Yep.
integrates with OBS. I like that. I have to try that out. I'll probably look into it because the only other one I know that I wanted to try that I haven't, Jitsi, is that what it is? I think that's what it's called. This is probably the easiest thing I've ever seen to get into. Jitsi Meet.
Okay. I've definitely heard of that one.
Yeah, like it's literally, where is it? Joining one is much easier. See, these are the ones I was joined the other day. Okay, start meeting. There it is. And then that's it. You're in. Like, you don't have to do anything.
So, Sean, do you want to finish this up and do your outro real quick?
Oh, yeah. Forgot. Completely forgot that's what I was going to do.
You.
Thank you.
I got you.
Okay. Demon Stride, I do appreciate you being here. Do you want to promote the fuck out of the MMM real quick? Or anything that's going on there as well?
You can find us. Yeah, you can find us over at Medicinal Mass Media. Check out the YouTube. Just search Medicinal Mass Media or /@DemonStride. And yeah, we got weekly shit going on. Check it out.
And you try, and then anyone that wants to debate and everything, they can contact you and you'll moderate for it and everything.
Absolutely, for just about anything as well. Or we got Tex is a good moderator too, so we'll pass the moderation staff around or the mod torch around, but definitely platform.
Nice. And for anyone that interested, the link is in the description for the YouTube and the server, the Discord server. Tex, did you want to end anything out and say something before I meet you out of here?
No, I ain't got nothing clever to say, surprisingly.
Not until the stream ends, I get it. Crow, my friend.
Yeah, I gotta save the fun stuff for premium services, you know?
Yep, for the member one, when I start that.
For Sean's OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly. Crow, you're old school, so you know exactly how this goes. You got anything you wanna end with?
No, nothing really. It's been long since I joined any panel. I just enjoyed being here, and thank you for coming back.
Absolutely, sir. I appreciate being back. Appreciate you being on the panel. There will be definitely more streams to come. I'm going to go ahead and mute you guys out of here so you're not in my ear while I get my outro out. Anybody that wants to hang out and keep the chat going once this is over, I'll be over at the MMM. That's usually where I'm hanging out. And we are bullshitting about everything you can think of. So go check that out. I will talk to you guys in a little bit. All right, people. That was a fun one. I do appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, I wanted to talk about the Trump thing more to get to like the real issues of what the implications of that is. We kind of got into it. It was a fun conversation to deal with, the implications that it has and what can come from it, down to the realistic goals of what the government should be doing. Like I said, to me, the biggest issue with our government is that they are pandering to the people that already agree with them. A Democrat normally is going to agree with a Democrat and vice versa with Republicans. But what I don't see is them having to be accountable for their actions while at the same time realizing that they're trying to talk to me. They're trying to convince me, the person who doesn't trust them enough to vote, that I should vote. To me, that's one of the biggest telling things that we need to fix with our system. Just that alone would fix a lot of things, along with the other aspects of it. Term limits, you name it, that's what I'm talking about. Like I said, it'll be a lot easier to join the next panel that I do because I'm probably going to use one of these other easier to get to panels because I know a lot of people don't use Discord or don't want to be on Discord because settings and blah blah blah. And panels are just easier to join when you can click a link and you're there and just gotta click a button. It'll make my life a lot easier too. So, with that being said, I don't really even have anything to rant about. If you have information for me on like young Earth creationists, I haven't been doing this very often, but I'm going to start. Down in the description is my primary email for my YouTube. If you guys want to have a conversation, debate, add to something I said wrong, that's going to be the easiest, fastest way to get in contact with me, other than using the comment section of the YouTube, which I would appreciate as well. Hit that like button, share it, let people know I'm back, so we can get back into the swing of things, having these big open panels that we used to have. I get it. I haven't live streamed for 4 years. I know it's going to take time, but it took me a long time to get to where I was when I stopped. I'm willing to be here for the long haul, just like you guys were in the past, and I'm sure you will again. So I'm not going anywhere. I know it takes time. I know that when I got back, I wasn't going to have the 50 people live during every live stream again. I knew it's going to take time to do that, and like I keep saying, I'm willing to do it. I'm here for the enjoyment of understanding things, learning things, figuring out where I was wrong, where I was right, and just refining that and getting that out to the people that don't have a platform to do it, get to hear it and be involved. So I do thank you guys for being here, and the reason I am back is for everyone that enjoyed it in the past. I got a lot of people saying to bring it back, and they wanted to open panels because there's not enough of them. 100% agree. So that's what we're going to do. So make sure you like that and like this and share so we can get this back to where it was before I just disappeared. All right, guys. Love you all. Peace.
Disagrees with experiment, it's wrong. And that simple statement is the key to science. It doesn't make a difference how beautiful your guess is. It doesn't make a difference how smart you are who made the guess or what his name is. If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong.
Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and the pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic. Hit him with a chronicle of Riddick. Boom, bottle full of Ritalin. I hit him with a little bit of riddle me this, riddle me that. My bad, fell asleep at the gas. No time to wait though. Elon Musk, I'm trying to bankroll. New Tesla just cause I say so. Electric whip like Ivan Vanko. I just did it. W's only, I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it.
I've been on a mission like totally spice. I'm a bad she bad, but she totally nice. News are blue and a toast with like white. They complete me, charter the soul for my leg. He knew it for sure, but